What's up, guys? NJ here, bringing you everything strategic. Now we're looking at the destroyers. So let's get a snapshot of destroyers, good, bad, and ugly. Refer to my notes as I go through this so we can make these videos quick. The A type of the AC 721, you're going to want to put those babies, one, in a medium utility, even a small utility once when you unlock destroyers. Unless there's a war looming, you don't want to do that. Or maybe just limit the number used because of the CP cost. The B type, if you don't have a lot of blueprints, actually it can do okay to good damage. And it's indirect fire, so it's going to be ignoring front line some of the time. Unless the enemy has no frontline destroyers and frigates, then you're going straight to mid-row, back row. The anti-aircraft, or the aircraft type. It's a good Corvette. I have my recommendations below if you're only running Corvettes in destroyers. For the two specifically, what you want to run it. Reason why I mark Levy in there, I'll probably share it in a different video. It's got a long lock-on time. Eris. Eris A-type is actually better than I think some people realize. If you want mid-row tanking, that's your baby. Not joking. Really not joking. This is probably your best tanking destroyer. No joke. But it's mid-row. So there's that. Just like that Stealth Reliant mid-row. But Stealth Reliant's the best tanking ship in the whole game. And again, when I'm talking about tanking, this is the cost, the CP cost, and how well it tanks for its CP cost. And, I've done the math and just doing testing on that. All right, B type is usually what you want. Great DPM, great siege, and a good tank overall. Not amazing, but it's going to be actually better than your Tauruses and your Aldabra. You got the armor type, just don't recommend it. C type, pretty self-explanatory for the Ceres. A is good for fighters, but when we get to it, the Tundra is going to be, the variant is going to be better. The support type here is actually your best healer for healing in PvP. Those super capital carriers to keep your carriers alive in this current meta. It will do better than the Noma healer. Not by like a phenomenal amount better, but it will do better. And that's based on the CP cost and all that. PvP, it's a great healer. It's a great healer at PvE as well. All healers are good at PvE, but just not really PvP. Yeah, I skipped that C type. Yes, I did. All right, Tundra. So good PvE healer. Once when you get it, you don't need to be depressed because now you can work towards the B type. And you can use it for PvE to help keep your fleets alive, get those EXP chips from farming away on those pirates. And it does okay, but that B type, that's even better than the Ceres. Be happy when you unlock that. That's good because this type for B type is 100% designed for your anti-air fighters to go in here. Honestly, I don't recommend the Loyal in there though, but I might talk more about aircraft and details with that when I cover aircraft. Aldabra, overall, when it first came out, I'd say it's kind of actually disappointment, but overall across all the board, it's good. It's just expensive. And that B type, if you want more tanking ability, and its front row, you can do that, but there's probably other better things. Then we got the Taurus. You get the Taurus, you no matter what, be happy even with all its variants. Even the C-type variant, it's just not as, probably good overall as the A and B. The B is better, well-rounded because it can do good siege damage. It's a better tank, the B type. But as far as damage-wise, the A and B are relatively the same. It just depends what kind of fleet you're up against. If you're against bigger ships, your B type likely will perform a little bit better. And if smaller ships, the A type will definitely perform better. But if you're lacking on that siege damage, attack and player bases, and you got to choose between A or B, honestly, just do B. Don't go for A. Yes, you aren't going to do as good in that front line, small frigate destroyers, but you don't want to be getting hit by the enemy aircraft in the base for days on end because you don't have enough siege damage. We got the Quaoar. Quaoar overall, decent ship. You got this. You did good. You did good. A-type though isn't good against high evasion ships. So, but honestly, I've seen people with run 2 of these, both types, Type A and Type B. I've seen Type A have more damage than Type B. Yeah, kind of surprising, but it all comes down to what you're up against. But B-type is generally speaking the better type, and it has the anti-cruiser strategy. Oh, which by the way, this has split damage for the B-type, for the torpedo type. Between cruisers and frigates, it's got 2 weapon systems regarding that. Okay, so we have the Guardian. So for the Guardian, it's not the best ship. You know, when you first unlock it, it's got that PvE aspect for healing. The B-type, I would say, is probably ultimately what you would want, the most preferred variant. The C-type, it can do a good job. It's just a mini version of the offensive Taurus, and it's more expensive and squishier. So if you do run it, you know, you can do great damage. Just make sure you aren't tanking, because they aren't good at tanking. But yeah, that B-type, I have my recommendations for different ships if you are only running corvettes in destroyers. Winged Hussar, overall, decent DPM ship. Good DPM, okay siege. The B-type, if you want to shoot down pesky mid-row, back-row, those Xenos. That's the type you want to use because it has torpedoes. The C-type is very situational. There's an update as far as when I'm putting this video together. Update that's just about to come out where you can send out, you know, do strategic strikes, send out aircraft. This actually might be effective now. Before, if you're up against frigates or destroyers, you know, you're in a fight and you got these guys, the C-type. If there's frigates and destroyers, it won't do any anti-air damage and are completely useless. But if there's no destroyer frigate, this is where these guys will probably shine, and it will probably be one of the best anti-air damage ships. Only in those situations, though. Very situational. And that is it for destroyers.